Hey everyone, it's Jack again with Toy Dojo, and today we're taking a look at FT-08 Grinder, or the Fanstoys take on a Masterpiece Grimlock. Now Grinder here is going to round out the rest of the Masterpiece style Dinobots that they had released in their Diebot line. He's a long time coming. He's FT-08. We just did a review on FT-16, which is their Sovereign, or their take on Galvatron. So when they release things, it's not necessarily in order. Obviously the Dinobots were one of their huge projects, so I'm excited for him. I'm glad I get to take an early look at him before he gets released and get to mess with him, and I'm excited for him to come out. So there he is in front of us. Before we get into him himself, I want to take a look at the accessories that he came with in this pre-production sample. First thing he came with is his dual blaster right here, and it does light up if you put batteries in it. This one didn't have any batteries, and I don't have any batteries that fit it, but just like all the other weapons that have come with the Dinobots, they do light up. So that's the blaster there. Nice Grimlock blaster. His sword, again, would light up if it had a battery in it. And then you just take these out here, these 5 screws, and that's where the batteries go on that. He comes with some replacement pieces. Well, we'll get to those in a second. He comes with an extra head for for robot mode there. So right now he is currently with his blue eyes. As you can see right there, those shiny, nice blue chromed eyes on him. His robot mode right now has the head with the blue eyes. So they don't just give you a replacement visor, they give you a replacement head that you pop off and put on the other one. So there's that. Speaking of the eyes, he does come with some nice chrome red eyes as well that you can swap out for the Dino mode there, and it's simple as pulling that off, pulling those off, putting these on, and we'll do that here in a second. And then he comes with this extra piece for his head that you can swap out for the one that's currently on there right now to give him some kind of like meanish eyebrows, I guess. So there's that. He also comes with a nice gold chromed out crown that is made out of die-cast metal for his robot mode, so he can really be King Grimlock. So that's nice as well. And then he comes with some replacement pieces. The first ones are these two right here, and if you own Soar and you are one that unluckily broke theirs on the knee pieces there, you get 2 replacement ones for that. Now these are made out of die-cast metal, so these will not break. I thankfully haven't broken mine, but it's nice to know that these will be coming with him when he comes out in case mine do ever break. So that's nice. He'll come with this replacement head, and I want to say this is for Stomp right here. It's kind of getting on that head there. So replacement head there for Stomp as well. And I don't remember the reasoning for it. I can't remember if it was because some fans weren't too keen on the way that he looked. I don't remember. So got a head plus a face there. And then a replacement face. Again, I'm guessing because of maybe a lot of people just didn't like it, but this one is for Soar, and that'll go double face there for Soar. And then this one, I'm not sure if this one is for Sever or for Scoria. I'm not really sure. So I know that's an extra one that's inside there. Just again as a replacement face. So if y'all know which one this one's for, let me know in the comments below. Alright, so those are the accessories that he comes with. Let me put them off to the side. Let's focus on him. Alright, so here he is in front of us. He's a nice big dinosaur. Nice big T-Rex. Now I don't have the, I had the Masterpiece Grimlock, the one that Hasbro came up with, but I sold it a while back because I knew he was going to be coming out and I wanted to get him instead. So I don't have him for comparisons, but I do have the Oversized Grimlock. That's the exact same thing as the Masterpiece one. It's an Oversized Masterpiece Grimlock that's on loan to me from my buddy Russell. Thanks, Russell, for letting me check him out and use him for this review. Exact same. It's going to be the exact same everything, with the exception of this one's larger, the oversized one. So we'll take a look at that one here in a second. But like I said, let's focus in on him. So he's really nice. I do love, and let's see if I can get in there really well. Get up a little bit. The teeth. I think they did a great job on these teeth here, the Grimlocks. If we take a look at them, they have a nice curvature to them, kind of like the way maybe dinosaur teeth would be. Not just straight up, not just triangles, but they have a nice curve to them. So I think that's really good. That detail, attention to detail is really awesome on that. I love the way that looks. Now, of course, he has his fire blaster right there inside there in his mouth. But the teeth just look amazing. The one thing when I first saw this one here, I was like, man, that looks so cool. Now, I do like his head too. I think his head looks better than the Masterpiece Grimlock. I don't know why, but for some reason I feel like it looks more like a T-Rex head as we've known it growing up. So that looks cool. The eyes, again, the eyes are amazing. Fanstoys always does a good job when they do their chromed out eyes, so those look really cool. I like the way those look. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and switch them out into the red ones before we move further. So it's as simple as popping this piece off like this. That takes off the headpiece, and then just popping off the eyepiece as well, like that. And now he's headless and eyeless. And then we'll take the red ones, and those are going to go in. There's 2 slots on the top there. It's going to go in this slot right there. Just pop that in like that. Take this piece, and that's just going to peg in on the other 2 remaining spots. So one there, one there. There we go. And now there he is, more, you know, of an angry look with red eyes and those kind of like angry eyebrows. So I like that. That looks cool. Alright, a lot of nice chrome on him, just like we've seen with other Grimlocks as well. A lot of nice chrome going on down here. His feet, there are die cast. The toes are. And each toe, another thing here, that they're each are articulated by themselves. So they don't hinder on moving one and both move. The back, same thing, is articulated by itself. The tail is a nice chrome look to it as well. And that does waggle if you want it to, like that, up and down. And side to side. So there's that. Just overall nice looking figure. One thing here on the side, and I'm gonna show you it. So when he's in his robot mode, or I'm sorry, in his dino mode, this will slide up like that, and that kind of covers that gap that's sitting right inside there. So when he's here, just slide this up, and that'll make the bottom portion of his leg when it's done. So they just slide that back down when he's in his robot mode. So do the same thing on this side here. Just take it and just slide that up to cover up that gap. So he does get a lot of nice posability. You know, obviously just like any Grimlock would. The head he can be flat like that, like if he's running or getting into a fight or something. Head moves up and down, goes all the way around. Like I said, the jaw opens up. A lot of nice clickety ratchets there. So there he is. He's got lots of nice detail work on him. A lot of nice just colored in spots here. Nice up here inside this. What is that, like a smoke color with that chrome in there? So really good looking figure. So I'm going to bring in the oversized Masterpiece Grimlock just to kind of show the comparisons between the two. Now, first and foremost, the biggest difference between the two is that this oversized version is still bigger than this Fanstoys one. So it's gonna, if you're looking about which Grimlock do I want to get, it's all going to depend on how big you want your Grimlock to be. I think, honestly, I think this one is too tall for Grimlock. I think this one is a good size. This one I think would go more for maybe the, what is it, the other dino, the third-party Dinobots. I did a review on one of them and I forgot, right, the name escapes me right now, but I believe this one goes better with that one. I think it's too big for the Masterpiece line. Again, it's up to you. It's in your personal preference, but I think this one scales well with Masterpiece Prime and all the other Masterpiece Autobots and Decepticons we've got out so far. So, the one thing I do like about this one, though, it has that nice silver paint to it. And then, obviously, this one here, just like the original Masterpiece one, has just it molded in the gray plastic. So, your choice here. I've always liked the Grimlock one, but I think it's showing its age now. As far as the design is cool, but I don't know, I just think, I mean, they look the same almost, but like on this one here, it's loose like this, and that's just because that's from the old mold to where when you would spin the head around, the tail would move as well. And so, again, that's just going to be your preference, but for me, I think the Fanstoys one wins out. I just do, the thing I really like about the Fanstoys, I love the chromed out eyes. And this one, it still portrays or it still has the same flip them, spin around and get the blue eyes. Like we saw in the Masterpiece one, if I can even get it. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with it. It's not about him anyways. So, but like I said, let's look at the teeth on both of them again, just to kind of show you what I'm talking about there. If I can get that right. Okay, so we look at these teeth. You see on the Masterpiece Grimlock mold here, they're just triangles. Whereas these are just more of a nice curved, look like real dinosaur teeth, or real animal teeth in themselves. So I like that a lot better. So again, that's going to be your personal preference. Alright, we're going to pull him off to the side here. And before we get into transformation, I want to bring in his other brothers and let them all sit with him and show him how he finally looks with them all complete. So we'll bring in Soar right here. Bring in Scoria right here. Sever. Without knocking everybody else over. I'll bring Sever in, put him right here. And then here is Stomp. Let's move everybody over some. Just kind of get everybody in the frame here. Alright, let's back this out here. So let's look at that. Now that for me is a great Dinobot group right there. Yeah, let's see. There you go. So that looks great. And here we are. Finally, we got all 5 of them complete. Well, we're about to. He's about to be coming out. So we're going to have all 5 of them to complete your Masterpiece shelf there. This is something that Hasbro and North Takara have done for us. I think since G1, the only time we've gotten all 5 Dinobots that I can remember is with the Michael Bay Transformer line. We got all 5 of them. But any other scale we have not. And I don't ever think that Hasbro and North Takara will ever release Masterpiece scale versions of these guys here. We have Grimlock, obviously, but I don't think they'll do the rest of them. So we are getting with the third parties to make them. And Fanstoys knocked out of the park with all of them. So, in my opinion, I think Fanstoys did a great job with all these Dinobots here. Alright, so there they go, looking awesome as a team. Ready to go take down Devastator. Alright, so I'm going to pull these guys out. And we are going to get into transformation real quick. And his transformation isn't overly hard at all, actually. I mean, it's a Grimlock transformation, so it's not overly difficult at all. There's one thing I think that's different on the transformation of Grimlock than it is on like Masterpiece Grimlock, so we'll talk about that. But so pop the head up here, open these up, and these sit right in here. So when you open them, don't just pull them open, kind of lift them and pull them out like that. There. So now here, the head sits in just like this. So that's the one thing I think that's different, is the way the head sits in there. It sits in back like this and like that. So you just lift that up, flip that out of the way for right now, and then this, just like the other one, will go up like so. And that goes up like that. Then here you just take this, flip this down. That's going to peg into there. And then now you got him halfway done. So, like Grimlock Mermaid. Alright, so now let's come down to the tail here. Let's work on that. Let's just split this open right here at the bottom. See if I can get that on camera. Let me scoot back some. Or just go down with it. Alright, so split the tail open. And then all this is just going to open up, just like so. Let's get that out. Let's do the other one too. I'll rather we'll get both of them done. There we go. Rotate that down there. The tail section is going to go, you got to take this piece here. and that's going to fold over onto the back of the tail, just like this. So it's going to hide away down there, down there. This is going to rotate around like this. This has to go behind that. That's going to rotate around just like that. That's going to sit inside there, and all that hides inside there. Now when you close this, you don't just close it, because you see it's not going to close like that. So you got to make sure, this is like on a hinge right here, that you got to pull it up some, because it slides down or it slides up, and then when you do that, then you pull it over and you can lock everything into place there, just like that. And this portion here will just go and sit right inside there, and that's one leg done. And let's go work on the other leg. So just flip the rest of the leg out there and rotate it right at the knee joint. Flip this down like this. Flip down, turn on over, like that, there we go. And then pull up, flip over, lock into place, and there we go. So there he is so far. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the hands. And again, just like another Grimlock, you're just going to pull this open like this and flip out the hands right here. Now they can be a little hard to get out sometimes if the fingers get stuck on something. So let's see, this one I think was the one that was getting stuck more than the other one. Let's see, oh, surprisingly not. Alright, awesome. Thank you for participating with me, Grimlock. So there he goes. Let me open up all the fingers here. I love that the hands are nice and tight. The fingers are individually articulated. That is cool. That's one thing I love about this one over the Masterpiece Grimlock, is that we do have individually articulated hands and fingers, whereas the other one we're just, and then we put the weapons in like that. So let's get them all done up. And there he is. And he's a good looking bot. When we take a look at him right there, he looks good. Looks like Grimlock. Now the one thing that I was kind of concerned about when I first saw pictures of it, and a buddy of mine, Sean, sent me the picture, and this just looked, in the picture anyways, this looked too small. And so looking at it in person though, no, that looks right. You know, this midsection here is good. There's a good gap between, I guess, the crotch section and the mid and the chest section, or here in the midsection. So I think it looks great. I was first concerned. I was like, man, that doesn't look good. But seeing it in person looks great. So I think he's awesome. Again, just standard Grimlock backpack. Head is his backpack. He's got his armchair you can put away however you want to. And there he is. And he's solid. He's a solid figure. He's heavy. And he's just bulky, beefy. So talked about the head there and how you can move the eyes out. Or change the head, I should say. So let's look at that first. So there's his head there. It looks good. Good head sculpt. And then the way you're going to switch that out, when you want to switch it out, is you just pop it off. Like so. And then you take the other one, and you just put it right. It's on a ball joint, so you just pop that right back into that ball joint there. There you go. Like that. And he is done with that. So look at the head sculpt here with the blue eyes. It's a good looking head sculpt for Grimlock, I think. I think they did a good job on that one. Really cool. The crown himself goes on him just like this. So now he is King Grimlock right there. Let's give him his sword. And the sword has the same feature like all Masterpiece do, where that'll peg into the side of his hand there. I've never been good at any of the Masterpieces of getting them to sit in there just right, so I'm just going to close his fingers around them. And his fingers are so good and tight that they'll hold it without even pegging it in there. Same thing with a gun. Sits inside there, just like that. And now you got him all decked out, ready to go shoot some Dinobots or slice them into shreds. Okay. Comparisons. We're going to do some comparisons. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to transform all the Fanstoys dinos into robot modes. I'm going to transform the oversized one to his robot mode. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do some comparison shots. So stay with us. Be right back. real quick, as I was transforming this, it reminded me of something that the one thing I never really liked about the Grimlock mold of this one is you always had to make sure these were folded just a certain way so that way these line up right. That's not the way with this one here. This one's different. This one you don't have to do that in order to get that. They'll fold up without having to sit here and mess with this portion here. So that was one thing on this one I never really liked, and so I'm glad that that's not the case on this one here. So thought I'd point that out. Be right back. Okay, and we're back. And here are all the Fanstoys dynoed in their robot modes, looking beautiful, looking shiny, looking ready to go knock out some Decepticon behind, especially that of one Devastator. So, looking at them, I think they fit really well together. Grimlock, obviously, their version of Grimlock is not as tall as Stomp. I think Stomp's just a little bit taller here, probably by like half a crest right here. He's taller than the rest of the dinos. He looks a little bit taller just because of this here, but if we're going head to head, their version of Grimlock is a lot taller. He is probably just a little bit taller than, who's that back there? Sever back there, just by a little bit. I think that's okay though. I think that, yes, Grimlock is supposed to be the leader of the group, but if we look at the dinosaurs themselves, and we look at him being, I don't remember if it was a Brontosaurus or a Brontosaurus never existed, whatever the name was that they decided to call this type of dinosaur, if he was to actually transform into something, since he's a long dinosaur, I think he would be taller than a T-Rex, considering how the T-Rex's legs would have to fold in the way they do. So, that's my thought on the matter. I think he looks great. He obviously is still the king of the Dinobots. And so, it just looks, it's an amazing group. It's worth the wait for him to finally come out. When he does, it's going to be worth the wait, because he just looks amazing. I know earlier I said that this extra head probably went for that of Stomp, but it actually doesn't. It goes for Sever. Looking at it, that is a Sever's head with the replacement face right there. And so, trying to see what's different on here. The shape of the helmet is different. If we look at, let me pull him in, just so we can see the differences here. So we look at the shape of this head here versus this one. We can see that the helmet shape is different, as well as the face itself. So that's pretty nice. This one actually does look really nice over here. And then I wasn't 100% sure, but now I am. This one does belong, in fact, to Scoria there. I can tell because of the way the shape of the eyes are right there. His goggle area will go onto that. So that's for him. And then, like I said, this one's going to be for him over there with that goofy little grin that he's got going on right there. So that's that. And again, the team just looks amazing. If you take a look at that, that looks amazing. Now I'm going to bring in the Oversized Grimlock, put him towards the back right there so we can take a look at how he'll look with the group. And then that way you can decide what you think. Now obviously he's going to be taller than most of them. He actually sits right at about the same height, roughly, as Stomp right there. So he and Stomp are about the same height. He's probably a little bit taller at the head. Obviously he's a lot taller at the shoulders there, but as the head he's about the same height as him. So your opinion on what you think as far as which one needs to be in your collection, it's all going to be up to you. For me, it's going to be an easy choice. Grinder's going to be my choice right there because he's just awesome. And he just feels more sturdy than he does. So let me move these guys out of the way here. Get them all to the side there. Okay. So focusing on these two here. Grinder just feels more sturdy than that of the Oversized Grimlock or just the Masterpiece Grimlock in itself. I can take him and shake him and he stays into place. I can take him and shake him and he wobbles around. So again, it's on your opinion. Up here in the chest too, that's wobbly. Over here his chest is locked in really well. So again, that was a great mold when it came out, but I think it's a little dated. I think even though they are similar, I think this one just beats it in my opinion. Obviously, Fanstoys always did a great job of hiding everything away in the bottom of the leg here. So we can see there how his is hidden away really well. You can't see any of the robot tail. On this mold, the tail is all hidden inside there. Just like that. So, again, your choice. What do you think? You think that's better? I think that's better than this here. And then the one thing I said, we get articulated poseable hands here. Over here, we got just closed fists with holes in there so you can plug the weapons in. And then you got a movable thumb, and that's about it. But really no articulation on that at all. So, what else here? The back, they're going to look about the same, roughly. You can see there's, I mean, nothing really, except for back here. Obviously this looks a lot cleaner here than it does here. But again, that's going in with the tail and the legs. And then he just looks, let's situate this right. To me, his thighs look beefier than that of his thighs. I think just everything down here looks beefier. It looks more strong, the way Grimlock should look. So now scale-wise to Prime, let's pull him up to the side here. We're going to bring an MP10. And there's Masterpiece Prime right there. And obviously that's a good scale, I think. Grimlock is supposed to look over Prime that way. And I remember Prime always looking up to Grimlock. And that's a good scale, I think, right there. When you have the regular Masterpiece Grimlock, like I said, I had sold mine. But they gave you some little platform boots. When it came with, I think it was with Scoria, came with platform boots, you can make that Grimlock taller. When he did that, that Grimlock only became about as tall as MP10. So just kind of give you an idea of how tall Masterpiece Grimlock would be with Fanstoys version. He would be about this tall. So I think that looks good. That's a good scale right there. And no, I dig it a lot. I think that one is maybe just a little bit too tall for Prime. But again, if you like your dinos really huge, then that's going to work for you. But for me, I think that was just too tall. I think it went just a little bit too tall there for my taste. So, with that in mind, I'm going to wrap things up here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that he looks better with the group of his own comrades, or do you think he does? Do you think he fits better with the Masterpiece? Do you think he fits better? Do you think that it's whatever? It's a toss-up between the two. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, thank you, Russell, for letting me borrow him. And until next time, you guys, stay safe.